Alia Kane stood in the center of the silent hall. The room was not made for humans. The ceiling was too high. The walls were smooth and alive, glowing with soft blue light. Alien symbols moved slowly, like they were breathing. Alia kept her back. Straight dot, she was human. And she was afraid. But she did not show it. Alia Kane was the best translator the Human Alliance had. She spoke more than 40 alien languages. Not with her mouth, but with her device. A small silver band rested behind her ear. The universal translator dot, it had never failed her, not once. Around her sat the Zarathi Council, one of the oldest alien races in the galaxy. Tall, thin, eyes like dark glass. Their faces never showed emotion. This meeting was important. Humans wanted a new trade route. The Zarathi controlled that space. One wrong word could start a war. Alia knew this. She took a slow breath. The Zarathi leader rose from his seat. He was taller than the rest. Old scars crossed his pale skin. He spoke. The device translated instantly in Alia's mind. We welcome the human voice. Speak your intent. Alia nodded. She spoke calmly. We come in peace. We ask for shared passage. No harm, no claim. The device sent her words across the room in Zarathi language. The council listened for a moment. Everything felt normal. Then Alia felt it. A small heat behind her ear. The device. Vibra to GED. Once. Twice skipped. That had never happened before. The Zarathi leader tilted his head. He spoke again. This time, his voice was slower. Repeat your final words, human. Alia frowned slightly. She repeated, no harm, no claim. The device translated, but Alia felt something wrong. The heat grew stronger. Inside her vision. Red symbols flashed. Translation delay. Alia's breath caught. The room changed. The air felt heavy. The council members began to whisper. Low sounds. Sharp sounds. The Zarathi leader's eyes narrowed. He raised one long hand. Silence. Then he spoke. By your words you accept the binding claim. Alia froze. Her heart slammed against her chest. That's not what I said, she replied quickly. The device translated again, but the council did not react. The Zarathi leader stood fully now. You spoke clearly. The record is made. Alia shook her head. No, there is a mistake. Check the translation log. The device vibrated hard. System error. The words burned in her vision. Alia reached up, touching the device. Cold fear spread through her body. The Zarathi leader stepped closer. Each step echoed in the hall. Human, he said. Do you deny your spoken consent? Alia swallowed. Yes, she said. I deny it. The council murmured louder. The Zarathi leader raised his voice. Then you deny our law. The doors behind Alia closed. Heavy, loud. The sound echoed like thunder. Alia turned slightly. The human guards were gone. She was alone. Her pulse raced. This meeting was for trade, Alia said. Her voice stayed steady, but inside she was shaking. Not for claims, not for laws like this. The Zarathi leader's face remained empty. Your device spoke truth, he replied. Machines do not lie. Alia felt anger rise. Machines fail, she said. The words came from her heart. The council reacted sharply. Several members stood. The Zarathi leader lifted his hand again. The binding claim is sacred, he said. It is older than your species. Alia's mouth went dry. What does the binding claim mean? She asked. For the first time, the Zarathi leader paused. Then he answered. It means you belong. The word hit her like a weapon. Alia took a step back. No, she whispered. The device buzzed again, weak, broken. Alia knew something terrible was happening. Her translator was not just failing. It had betrayed her. The Zarathi leader turned to the council. Prepare the chamber, he ordered. The ritual will begin. Elia raised her voice. "You can't do this," she said. "This is not consent. This is an error." The Zarathi leader looked at her. His voice was cold. "Errors do not erase law." Elia's hands clenched into fists. She thought of Earth, of humans, of everything they had survived. She refused to cry. The Zarathi leader spoke one final sentence. Sentence the device barely translated before shutting down. At first cycle, the human will be claimed. The lights dimmed. The symbols on the walls glowed brighter. Elia stood in the center of the hall, a single human, surrounded by alien law. Betrayed by a machine. And somewhere in the galaxy. Number 1 knew yet. Elia Kane did not sleep. The chamber they placed her in had no bed. No window, no door she could see. The walls curved inward like a shell. Soft light pulsed slowly, matching no human rhythm. Time felt broken. She sat on the cold floor, knees pulled close. Her translator was dead. The silver band behind her ear was dark and silent. No glow, no voice, no safety. For the first time in her life, Elia could not understand the language around her. And that scared her more than the ritual. Outside the chamber, shadows moved. Long shapes passed behind the walls. She could hear faint sounds, clicks, hums, low tones. Alien voices. She stood up. "Hello?" She called. Her voice sounded small. No answer. Elia pressed her palm to the wall. It felt warm. Alive. She pulled back quickly. Her mind raced. The Zarathi believed machines over humans. The device had spoken. So to them, the truth was already written. A soft tone echoed. The light changed. A shape formed in the wall, pulling itself free like liquid glass. The Zarathi leader stepped out. Up close. He was terrifying. His eyes reflected the light, not emotion. His skin looked thin, almost fragile, yet he moved with strength. He studied Elia in silence. Finally he spoke. This time, there was no translator. But Elia understood. Not by words. By intent. His voice vibrated through the room, deep and slow. Human mind shows unrest. Elia blinked. She answered in simple words. My device failed. The Zarathi leader tilted his head. Devices do not fail, he said. They reveal. Elia clenched her jaw. They are made by humans, she replied. They break, they lie, they can be changed. The alien stepped closer. That is why your kind is dangerous. Elia felt a chill. You call this law, she said, but it is control. The Zarathi leader's eyes darkened. The binding claim is balance, he said. When a being offers claim, power is exchanged. I offered nothing, Elia said sharply. Silence filled the room. Then the alien spoke again. Your voice offered. Your machine confirmed. Elia shook her head. My voice did not. The Zarathi leader paused. This time longer. That pause told Elia something important. They were not fully sure. Elia stepped forward. You believe machines, she said. But you fear human choice. The words hung heavy in the air. The alien's hands folded behind his back. Choice brings chaos, he replied. Law brings order. Elia laughed once, short, bitter. Your law steals freedom. The Zarathi leader did not react. Freedom is a human weakness. Elia looked up at him. Then why are you afraid of it? For the first time, the alien's calm cracked. Just a little. The lights flickered. Elia felt it. She had touched something real. The Zarathi leader turned away. The ritual will proceed at first cycle, he said. Resistance will not change fate. Elia raised her voice. Tell me the truth, she demanded. What does the ritual do? The alien stopped. Slowly, he turned back. It binds identity, he said, mind, body, and future. Elia's breath caught. Slavery, she whispered. The Zarathi leader corrected her. Service. Elia's hands shook. So this is how you rule, she said. You hide chains and language. The alien's eyes burned brighter. Your species does the same, he said. Aaliyah went still. No, she said quietly. We fight. The Zarathi leader studied her again, longer this time. That is why humans do not last, he said. Aaliyah lifted her chin. We are still here. A low sound filled the chamber. A warning tone. The alien straightened. The chamber prepares, he said. He stepped back toward the wall. Before he disappeared, Aaliyah spoke one last time. You made one mistake. The alien paused. Aaliyah met his gaze. You trusted a machine over a human. The wall closed behind him. The light dimmed again. Aaliyah was alone. Her heart pounded. Fear wrapped around her like a cold hand. But beneath the fear, something else grew. Anger. Not wild anger. Focused anger. Human anger. She looked at the dead translator in her hand. A broken machine had changed her fate, or so they believed. Aaliyah took a slow breath. If this law listens to machines, she whispered, then I will make the machines speak truth. In the silence, something deep inside the dead device clicked. Very soft, very real. Aaliyah's eyes widened. The translator was not as dead as it looked. Aaliyah Kane did not move. She sat in the dim chamber, staring at the translator in her hand. The silver band was still cold. Still dark, but she had heard it. A click, small, almost nothing, yet to a human, it meant hope. Aaliyah did what humans always did best. She tested. She pressed the edge of the device against the floor. Nothing. She turned it slowly. Her fingers felt a faint vibration. Alive. Double quotes good. She whispered. The chamber listened. The walls reacted. Light pulsed once, then settled. Aaliyah stopped speaking. She remembered her training. When watched, be silent. When trapped, be patient. Minutes passed. Maybe hours. Time meant nothing here. Aaliyah closed her eyes. She slowed her breathing. Fear tried to take control, but she pushed it down. Fear was loud. Thinking was quiet. Humans survived because they thought. Aaliyah remembered her first mission, a failed contact. A broken signal. She had been young then. Scared then too, but alive. She opened her eyes. The translator vibrated again, this time longer. Aaliyah smiled. The device was damaged, not dead. She removed a thin metal pin from her sleeve. Hidden, standard human emergency tool. The Zarathi had missed it. She pressed the pin into a small seam on the device. The silver band opened slightly. The chamber lights brightened. Aaliyah froze. She closed the device. Quickly, the lights dimmed again. They were watching energy changes, not actions. Aaliyah waited. Then she opened the device again, but slowly. Very slowly. Inside, thin crystal lines glowed faint blue. Not normal. Someone had modified it. Aaliyah's stomach tightened. This was not an accident. This was planned. She studied the inner code symbols. Most humans could not read them. Aaliyah could. Her voice dropped to a whisper. This is not Zarathi tech. She recognized the pattern. Human. Military grade. Her hands trembled. A human had done this. She closed the device and leaned back. Her thoughts raced. If humans hacked it, then humans could fix it, but not fully. The Zarathi trusted machines. They logged everything. Every word, every vibration. Aaliyah had one chance. She needed to make the device do something simple. Not translate. Transmit. She adjusted the pin. Again. The device HUMMED. Low. Weak. Aaliyah felt heat on her skin. She winced but did not stop. The chamber lights flickered. Footsteps approached outside. Aaliyah closed the device fast and hid it in her palm. The wall opened. Two Zarathi guards entered. Tall, silent. They watched her without emotion. One spoke. Preparation phase begins. Aaliyah nodded. She said nothing. Silence made humans dangerous. The guards turned to leave as the wall closed. Alia felt it, a pulse from the device. Her heart jumped. She focused. Small signal escaped. Not enough to alert the chamber, but enough to leave, Alia whispered fast. This is Alia Kane, she said. Human translator. Device compromised. Law is false. Binding claim equals ownership. The device vibrated violently. She swallowed and continued. If you hear this, record it. Share it. The chamber lights flared bright red. Alia gasped. Too much energy. She pressed the device shut. The light returned to normal. Silence again. Her heart pounded. So hard it hurt. Had it worked? She did not know. The wall opened again. The Zarathi leader returned. His presence filled the chamber. He looked at Alia carefully. You changed the air, he said. Alia met his gaze. I am human, she replied. The alien stepped closer. Your mind resists, he said. Alia's voice was calm. We always do. The Zarathi leader circled her slowly. Resistance delays, he said. It does not prevent. Alia lifted her chin. Delay is enough. The alien stopped. The lights pulsed once. Explain, he said. Alia pointed to the walls. You watch machines, she said. But you don't understand humans. The Zarathi leader's eyes narrowed. Humans are simple, he replied. Alia smiled. No, she said. We are patient. Silence stretched. Then the alien spoke. First cycle approaches. Alia felt fear again. Strong. Heavy. But beneath it. Hope. The device warmed in her. Palm, still alive. The Zarathi leader turned away. Prepare her, he ordered. The wall opened behind him. Before he left, Alia spoke softly. You fear chaos, she said. But chaos is how humans survive. The alien paused. Then he left. The chamber sealed. Alia exhaled. She looked down at the translator. If you worked, she whispered, then humanity is already on the way. Far across space. A signal moved, small, broken. Human. Alia Kane walked without chains. That alone felt wrong. The Zarathi guards led her through a long passage of black stone. The floor was smooth and cold. Soft light flowed under her feet, reacting to every step. No one spoke. They did not need to. The ritual chamber waited. Ahead, Alia felt it before she saw it. A deep vibration. Like a heartbeat, not hers. The walls opened wide. The chamber was massive. Ancient. Circular symbols were carved into the floor, glowing white and blue. Tall pillars rose like frozen lightning. Energy moved between them, slow and alive. Alia stepped inside. The doors closed behind her. The Zarathi council sat above, watching from high platforms, silent, judging. At the center stood the Zarathi leader. He did not greet her. The first cycle begins, he said. Alia felt her pulse race. She scanned the chamber. No human tech. No exit. Only alien law. The translator rested hidden in her sleeve, warm against her skin, still alive. The Zarathi leader raised his hand. The symbols on the floor brightened. A low hum filled the air. Alia's boots lifted slightly from the ground. Energy pulled her forward. She resisted. The force increased. Her feet slid until she stood at the center mark. A circle closed around her. Light rose like walls. Alia's breath came fast. This is wrong, she said. Her voice echoed. The Zarathi leader replied calmly. This is order. The pillars shifted. Thin lines of light connected them, forming a cage above her. Alia felt pressure on her chest. Not pain. Control. Her thoughts slowed. She forced them forward. Humans think under pressure. The Zarathi leader began to speak. His words were not for her. They were for the chamber. For the law. Alia understood none of it, but the device reacted. The translator vibrated. Hard. Too hard. Alia winced. Inside the device, energy surged. The hacked code responded. The chamber reacted. Lights flickered. The council stirred. The Zerathi leader stopped. Pause, he commanded. Silence crashed down. He turned toward Alia. What do you carry? He asked. Alia swallowed. My voice, she said. The leader's eyes narrowed. Your voice has already spoken. Alia met his gaze, then listened to it. She pulled the translator from her sleeve. The chamber reacted instantly. Alarms pulsed. Symbols shifted. The Zerathi guards stepped forward. The leader raised his hand. Hold, he said. Alia lifted the device. Her hands shook. Your law trusts machines, she said. Then let the machines speak. The translator pulsed bright blue. Not translating. Broadcasting. The device released a sharp tone. Then another. The chamber walls echoed. The symbols on the floor changed. Alia gasped. The ritual lines broke formation. The Zerathi council shouted. Voices overlap. Confusion. The Zerathi leader stepped back. This is interference, he said. Alia felt heat rush through the device. Pain burned her palm. She did not drop it. Humans, hold on. Your law hides behind language, she said loudly. But humans check the meaning. The translator released a burst of data. Visuals formed in the air. Records. Old claims. Broken. Beings. Alien faces frozen in fear. The truth of the binding. Claimed. The chamber went silent. Even the energy seemed to pause. Alia fell to one knee. The device went dark. Smoke rose from its surface. She gasped for breath. The Zerathi leader stared at the images. These records are restricted, he said slowly. Alia looked up. So is slavery, she replied. The council erupted. Some stood. Some turned away. The Zerathi leader's calm shattered. Then the ritual, he commanded. The light walls collapsed. Alia dropped to the floor, coughing. The guards rushed toward her. Suddenly, the chamber shook. A deep rumble rolled through the stone. The lights flickered wildly. An unfamiliar signal echoed. Not Zra human. The Zerathi leader froze. That signal, he whispered. Alia smiled weakly. Her vision blurred. They heard me, she said. The rumble grew stronger. The symbols on the walls shifted. Again, warning colors. Red. The council panicked. The Zerathi leader looked at Alia with something new. Not anger. Fear. What have you done, human? He demanded. Alia pushed herself up. Something humans do very well, she said. She looked toward the ceiling. Call for help. Far beyond the chamber. Human ships answered. The Zerathi homeworld had never known fear. It was old. It was protected. No enemy had ever reached its sky. Until now. Warning lights spread across the ritual chamber. Red symbols replaced ancient blue ones. The ground trembled again. Alia Kane felt the shock through her bones. She looked up. High above the chamber. The ceiling shifted. A deep sound rolled through the planet. Not an explosion. A message. The Zerathi leader turned toward the council. Identify the signal, he ordered. The answer came too fast. One of the council members stood, voice tight. Multiple warp signatures detected. Silence fell. Alia smiled. Humans did not arrive quietly. The chamber shook harder. Pillars cracked. Energy lines broke apart like glass. The Zerathi leader faced Alia again. You summoned them, he said. Alia stood straight. Even as the floor moved. I warned you, she replied. Outside the chamber, alarms screamed. The ritual was forgotten. Guards rushed in and out, confused. The Zerathi leader raised his voice. This world is protected, he said. They will not breach our space. Alia looked at him calmly. You don't understand humans, she said. We don't come to breach. Another tremor hit. Stronger. A council member shouted. Human. Fleet entering orbit. The words echoed like a curse. The Zarathi leader's eyes darkened. They will be destroyed, he said. Aliyah shook her head. No, she said. They came to be seen. Above the planet, space-bent. Human ships emerged from warp. Not warships. Carriers. Transports. Relay vessels. They spread out in perfect formation, open. Visible. Broadcasting. Every frequency lit up. The Zarathi system struggled to respond. Single human signal cut through the noise. Clear. Calm. This is the Human Alliance. We are not here to attack. The Zarathi Council froze. The signal continued. We are here to witness. Aliyah closed her eyes. The Zarathi leader turned slowly. Witness what? He asked. The answer came from the human signal. Your law. The chamber lights changed. The air filled with holograms. Records streamed across the walls. Aliyah's transmission. The ritual data, the binding claim, history. Planets, species, lives taken. The galaxy watched. The Zarathi leader stepped back. These records are internal, he said. The human voice replied. Not anymore. The signal grew stronger. Every system is receiving this. Aliyah felt something she had not felt since the chamber closed. Relief. The Zarathi Council broke into chaos. Some shouted, some fled. The leader raised his voice. This is an act of aggression. The human reply was instant. No, it is transparency. Another human voice joined. Then another. Dozens. Different accents. Different worlds. All human. End the ritual. Release her. Stand down. Aliyah stood in the center of it all, a single human. The Zarathi leader stared at her. You used weakness, he said. Aliyah answered quietly. No, she said. I used truth. Outside, Zarathi defense systems powered up. Human ships did not move. They did not fire. They waited. The Zarathi leader understood. For the first time, if he attacked, the galaxy would see. If he continued the ritual, the galaxy would judge. He had no good choice. Release the human, he said at last. The words fell heavy. Guards hesitated, then obeyed. The energy restraints vanished. Aliyah felt her body relax. She did not run. The Zarathi leader spoke again. This matter is not finished. Aliyah looked at him. It is, she said. The human signal returned. We are recording your response for the archives. The Zarathi leader's voice dropped. Humans shame us before the stars. Aliyah met his eyes. No, she replied. You shamed yourselves. Silence spread. The ritual chamber dimmed. The ancient symbols faded. Above the planet, human ships held position. Watching. Waiting. Aliyah felt something shift. Not just here. Across the galaxy. The Zarathi leader turned away. And all binding claims, he ordered. The council gasped. Aliyah's breath caught. The human signal spoke one final time. This is why humans are feared. The transmission ended. Aliyah stood alone again. But this time, she was not powerless. Aliyah. Kane stood on the landing platform under an alien sky. The air was thin, cold, heavy with tension. Behind her, the Zarathi city stretched wide and silent. Above her, human ships filled the sky like silver stars. They did not move. They watched. Aliyah felt small under them, but she also felt safe. For the first time since the device failed, she felt truly safe. A human shuttle descended slowly. Its engines hummed with controlled power. The Zarathi leader stood beside her, surrounded by guards. He said nothing. His world was no longer quiet. The shuttle touched the platform. The door opened. A human officer stepped out. No armor. No weapon raised. Just calm. He looked at Aliyah. Ambassador Kane, he said, you are under human protection. Aliyah nodded. Double quotes, thank you. She turned toward the Zarathi leader. You ended the ritual, she said. That was the right choice. The leader did not answer at first. Then he spoke. Your kind uses shame as a weapon. Alia shook her head. No, she said. We use memory. The officer beside her spoke calmly. The galaxy has your records now, he said. Every binding claim, every lie hidden in language. The Zarathi leader's eyes darkened. Then you will punish us, he said. The officer looked surprised. Punish? He repeated, no. Alia stepped forward. We will stop you, she said. There is a difference. The Zarathi Council arrived behind their leader. They looked broken, divided. One of them spoke. The law is ancient, he said. We cannot erase it. Alia answered softly. Humans erase old laws all the time. Silence followed. The human officer activated a hologram. It showed dozens of worlds, some alien, some human. Every species represented here, he said, has now banned the binding claim. The Zarathi Council reacted with shock. Alia added, and any world that keeps it loses trade. The words hit harder than weapons. Trade was power. Isolation was death. The Zarathi leader finally looked afraid. You threaten collapse, he said. Alia met his eyes. You threatened a human life. The officer stepped closer. Humans. Forgive, he said. But we do not forget. Above them, the human fleet shifted slightly, not aggressive. Just present. The message was clear. Alia felt the weight of everything lift slowly. The nightmare was ending, but consequences were just beginning. Later aboard the human flagship, Alia sat alone. The room was simple. Metal walls. Soft light. A medic checked her vitals. You're clear, he said. No permanent damage, Alia nodded. Thank you. He hesitated. About the device, he said. It was hacked by a black market human group. Alia closed her eyes. She had expected that. They sold it, the medic continued, to multiple species. Alia opened her eyes. Stop them, she said. The medic nodded. We already are. Alia stood and walked to the window. Space stretched, endless and quiet. Human ships moved in silent order. She thought of the chamber, the ritual, the fear. She had almost lost everything, because of a word, a machine, a lie. The door behind her opened. Officer entered. The council has agreed to dismantle the law, he said. All binding claims are now void. Alia exhaled slowly. And the victims? They will be freed, he said. And protected, Alia nodded. That's good. The officer studied her. You could go home, he said. Rest, recover. Alia looked back at the stars. Not yet, she said. He waited. I want to speak, she added. To the galaxy. The officer smiled slightly. They're listening. Alia stepped onto the broadcast platform. Cameras activated. Lights focused. She stood tall. This is Alia Kane, she said. I am human. Her voice was steady. I was almost claimed by a law hidden in translation. Images appeared behind her. The ritual, the records, the truth. Machines can lie, she continued. Words can be twisted. She looked straight into the camera, but humans question. A pause. We are not perfect, she said. But we choose freedom again and again. The broadcast ended. Silence followed. Then applause. Not loud, but real. Alia stepped back. The officer nodded. You changed something, he said. Alia shook her head. No, she replied. Humans did. Outside. The human fleet began to move, not in retreat, but forward. Alia Kane returned to Earth quietly. There were no crowds waiting for her. No loud speeches, no medals, just sky. Blue and wide. She stepped off the shuttle and breathed real air again. It smelled like rain and metal and life. Human life. For a long time, she said nothing. She needed silence. The galaxy was still talking about her, about the ritual, about the law that broke. But Alia did not feel like a hero. She felt human. Weeks passed. The Zarathi. Worlds changed fast. The binding claim was gone. Not hidden, not renamed at gone. Victims were released. Some returned home. Some stayed with humans. The galaxy watched closely. Many old laws began to shake. Alia sat in a small room at the Human Alliance Center. Plain walls. Simple chair, across from her sat a council member. You could stay here, he said. Teach, advise, lead. Alia shook her head. I didn't win because I led, she said. I won because I refused. The council member smiled slightly. Humans are strange, he said. That's why we're still here. She left the room. Later that night, Alia walked alone under Earth stars. No alien sky this time. No glowing symbols. Just quiet lights in distant cities. Her old translator device rested in her pocket. Burned. Broken. Useless. She stopped and looked at it. One small machine. One small error. Almost everything was taken from her because of it. Alia opened her hand and dropped the device into a recycling unit. It vanished. She did not look back. Across the galaxy, something else was happening. Species that had never spoken before began to talk. Not through machines first. Through people. Humans started a new rule in galactic meetings. Simple. Every agreement must be spoken twice, once by machine, once by a living voice. Every species agreed, because they had seen what happens when humans say no. Months later, Alia stood before a large hall, not a court, not a council, a school. Young humans sat quietly, listening. Alia did not stand above them. She sat with them. You want to know what saved me? She said. They nodded. Strength? One asked. Alia shook her head. Ships? Another asked. She smiled. No. She leaned forward. It was choice. The room stayed silent. I was scared, she continued. I was alone. And the law was against me. She paused, but I still chose to resist. She looked at them one by one. That is the thing no law can take. A hand raised. Will aliens fear humans now? A student asked. Alia thought for a moment. Some will, she said. Some already did. Another student asked, is that bad? Alia smiled softly. No, she said. Fear keeps monsters careful. The lesson ended. Alia walked outside again. Human ships moved in orbit above Earth, not as guards. As neighbors. The galaxy had changed. Not because humans were strongest, but because they were loud when it mattered. Years later, the story became legend. Not the ritual, not the law, the mistake. A single translation error. Aliens told it as a warning. Never trust machines alone. Never corner a human. Never assume silence means surrender. Alia Kane lived a long life, not famous, not powerful. Free. And somewhere, far beyond Earth, an alien child asked a question. Why do humans scare the stars? And the answer was always the same. Because humans do not accept fate. Final record, Galactic Archive. Humans are not defined by strengths, speed, or numbers. They are defined by refusal. When forced to kneel, they stand. When silenced, they speak. When owned, they fight. And that day, long ago, the galaxy learned one final truth. Never build your laws on a human mistake.